WVEC TV, plan.
Here we go.
This is Jim Kincaid, ABC News.
It began last night. Harborfest 81 kicked off with a giant street festival, torchlight parade, steel drums, and island dancers. This is Norfolk's annual waterfront celebration. And before it's over tomorrow night, as many as 500,000 people will sample the sights and sounds of Harborfest 81. There are events for everyone, from kids awed by fuzz and stuff and puppets to joggers, 1,400 of them, often running in a 10,000-meter run. For those who enjoy a slower pace, this was the first annual Harborfest Crab Trot. And for water lovers, every imaginable craft, from bathtubs to the tall ships, even a mock naval battle. But Harborfest is for people, too, and hundreds of thousands of them came today to watch, to be entertained, to see, and to enjoy. Good evening, I'm Garrett Glaser.
And I'm Kathy Barnstorff.
Tonight, a sampling of Harborfest 81.
You'll see some of the highlights, meet some of the people involved.
And a whole lot more when we come back. I guess the best place to begin is at the beginning. Just what is Harborfest? Nobody better than Barry Bishop would know. Barry Bishop is vice chairman of Harborfest. Barry, what is Harborfest?
Well, Garrett, maybe the best way to describe Harborfest is to tell you a little bit about our roots. We started back in 1976 with the Bicentennial celebration, the Operation Sail. We were fortunate then to have some of the tall ships grace our waterfront, and from that, really, Harborfest grew. It's a celebration of our maritime heritage, and as you can see by looking at the crowds here today and last night, we've come a long way since 1977 when we had around 40,000 people here.
Well, thank you, Barry Bishop. Now that we know what Harborfest is, now that we've learned all about it, let's learn all about shipbuilding. Kathy can tell us about that.
This is the Norfolk School of Boat Building. It was founded 3 years ago. In that time, the masters and apprentices here have built 28 boats, all out of wood and mostly by hand. For Harborfest, there's a special exhibit here, also of wooden ships, but they're in miniature. They're done by 75-year-old August Crabtree.
Well, I at first didn't think much about models, but as a kid, I'd like to work with my hands, and then by the time, though, I was almost out of the teens, why, I thought, well, it's time to get down to something serious. And then I got this idea, I found that I had an aptitude for small work.
How long does it take to do one of these models, and where do you get most of your ideas?
It varies a great deal according to the research and the period. See, the longest one that took the most time was in the one in the museum, the Venetian galleass of the 17th century. It has 359 carved figures and is strictly a one of a kind. None of those galleys has ever been produced in miniature. But you know, when you get something like this and it grows on you and you just can't quit. Some people ask me, well, what makes you interested in doing this? Well, if you have an urge or an interest in something, you don't know why you have it. Just like some people, certain people appeal to you and some people don't. It's just the way human nature is.
How do you go about starting out on one of these models? What's the first thing you do after the research?
The first thing you do is fair up your plan, because it isn't like building a block model where you have something solid. You see, in the building a frame model, you have to go through the same steps that was gone through in building the full-size ship.
How about physically? What sort of toll does the small work take on your eyes and your health versus the larger work?
Well, it's interesting that you ask that, because it does take a toll. Now, when I started this collection, I weighed nearly 40 pounds more than I do now, because actually you don't realize at the time, but the eye and nerve strain and the tension on that small work, it just, you don't feel it at the time, but that's the way it was with me anyway.
August Crabtree doesn't have the only nautical exhibit at Harborfest, as Garrett found out.
Kathy, we're here at the Chesapeake Bay Nautical Tent. All kinds of exhibits and demonstrations from the Chesapeake Bay area. Come on, I'll give you a little tour. Robert Anderson is a Norfolk native who is as skilled a woodcarver as you can find. He says no matter what you hear, woodcarving is not a dying art.
Well, it takes me quite a long time. I don't know, I've never compared my work with other carvers, but work such as this will take from 100 to 140 hours for even 100 hours for one bird, maybe 100, 150 hours for a pair of them.
But birds aren't the only wood carvings here. Williamsburg artist Gerald Abbott is working on this beautiful face. And no shortage of curious observers here, checking out all the other wood creations. Also in this tent you can learn how to tie nautical knots or get a glimpse of days gone by in tide water. We're talking with Tom Wisner, and if anybody knows about Chesapeake nautical lore, it's you. How did you learn all about this stuff?
Grew up with it.
You have a reputation.
Some reputation. I hope good.
Tell me about some of the basis of the songs that you sing. Where do they come from?
Well, they come out of me. I've written them all. Everything that I sing, I've written. And Folkways did a recording of that in 1979, just the beginning of '79. Folkways Records out of New York City. I've been collecting music, doing music, singing music about the Chesapeake for about 15 years. Mostly things I've written.
Well, we'd really like to hear you do something, would you?
Sure.
Well, put down the plow, lad, and pick up the tongue, 'cause you gotta beat the water in all the winter long. Well, put down the plow, lad, pick up the tongue, 'cause you gotta beat the water in all winter long. 'Cause you're Chesapeake born, you're Chesapeake free, you're Chesapeake bound, flew in with ease. You're Chesapeake born, bound to thee. Indeed I am, I'm Chesapeake free. I'm the son of the rain, brother of the wind. I follow on the water, got tobacco on my chin. I've seen 40 years of sunshine, wind, and rain. If I had a chance, I'd do it all again. 'Cause I'm Chesapeake born, I'm Chesapeake free, I'm Chesapeake bound, flew in with ease.
There's, of course, a lot more to Harborfest, like water activities, hang gliders, whaleboats.
And we'll take you on a tour of a tall ship, as well as visit the real stars of today's Harborfest, the people, after this.
Of course, the purpose of Harborfest is to celebrate the water and the waterfront. And there have certainly been a lot of pretty water activities today that everybody could watch.
What you do with a drunken sailor? What you do with a drunken sailor? What you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. Waking, shaking, and you're breaking. Waking, shaking, and you're breaking. Waking, shaking, and you're breaking. Early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises. Way hey, up she rises.
Garrett, I'm standing here on the deck of the Providence. It's one of the few tall ships at this year's Harborfest. It's a replica of a vessel that John Paul Jones sailed more than 200 years ago.
Well, she was made in '76 as a bicentennial project by a group of retired admirals and captains who built up a foundation called Seaport 76. And they got donations from all over the country to build the ship as an exact replica of the first ship in the Rhode Island Navy. And consequently, it was also John Paul Jones's first ship.
It's not exactly an exact replica. Can you tell me how this ship differs a little bit from the one that they had in 1776?
Sure. Well, they didn't have the radar or the diesel engine or the electric stoves or pump-out heads as they did back then. They usually used buckets, and a ship this size, they actually had sweeps that the crew could actually row the ship. It was small enough to move with the gun crews by sticking the sweeps out of the gun ports here.
What about the crew versus today versus 200 years ago?
Well, there's quite a difference. Back then they carried anywhere from 50 sailors and 25 Marines, so that would make 75 individuals on board at one time. Now we carry a professional crew of 5, and we have some 5 volunteers also who are helping us sail the ship back to Newport.
The Providence will be here through this weekend. It's free and open to the public. Garrett?
We're aboard the Brigantine, Young America, one of the tall ships here for Harborfest. It's 130 feet long and the largest American-built, square-rigged ship still sailing and certified by the U.S. Coast Guard to carry passengers. As streams of people strolled about on deck, we asked Young America skipper Lou Buck how he ended up as captain of a tall ship.
Well, I came on as second mate and I worked my way up to captain. And it just takes, takes time, that's all.
How big a crew do you have?
We carry a crew of 8. We only need really 5 to sail her, but we have 8 on board.
Now be honest, how do you feel about all of these landlubbers roaming about your ship?
Well, I like it in one way, and then in some other ways I don't like it. It's not too good for the decks, but it's nice to see people having a good time.
Garrett, I don't know about you, but all this running around and this working has made me hungry and thirsty. Conveniently, there's an international food tent right here. Sure smells marvelous. I'm going to go in and check it out. First stop, appropriately for me, German food.
You could have a Knackwurst or a Bratwurst with sauerkraut. You have 2 choices of bread, whichever you like.
What are the tastes of something like this? Is it actual, real German food?
Oh yes, it's good, different, sehr gut, sehr gut.
Just down the road, France, and a little quiche Lorraine.
Kind of hot.
Good, good. Or if you prefer a little Chinese food. Steam bun? No. Chow mein? No. Egg roll. 1 egg roll, please. Oh, thank you. Excellent. No meal would be complete without a good dessert. What do we have here?
We have Eclair, Bavarian cream puff, Wienenstich, palm leaf, and the cheese turnover.
I'd like a cream puff, please.
All right.
Oh. I'm in heaven. Boy, after all this food, I really need something to drink. Why, thank you very much.
Well, there may be famous people here today, but it's the people from all over Tidewater that are really making Harborfest a success.
I visited here the last 3 years and I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it looks like you're enjoying yourself.
Sure am.
What did you like most of it?
Last year there was a lot more ships. I like the ships out here better, but this year there's a better turnout. There's more people, it seems like.
Is it a hassle taking care of the kids at a thing like this?
No, we just let them run free, eat everything they see.
There's a lot to eat.
Till we run out of money.
What would you describe the mood as here? Do people seem to be different than they are? People in a partying mood?
Yeah.
If you had to describe Harborfest in 1 word, what would it be?
Party.
What brings you down here today?
The crowds, everyone else.
You came down because people are here.
Yeah.
If you could describe Harborfest in 1 word, what would it be?
Fun. Sun.
It's great for people watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael LaCroix, what's the thing that's the most fun down here?
The water show.
Water show? Have you eaten a lot today?
No.
Do you feel tempted to eat? There's all these food booths around here.
Yes.
Are you going to eat so much you get sick?
No.
When we come back, we'll show you a race, the likes of which you've probably never seen before. And the Marines are landing right here on Norfolk's waterfront.
Plus, we'll take a look at a couple of dramatic air-sea rescues. And a pirate battle?
We'll see when we come back after this. What's all the excitement? It's the first annual Harborfest Crab Trot.
50 crabs to a race, all running for the fun. 16 feet to glory, only one crab number one. But 100 winners will get t-shirts for their prize. For first place, a trophy to dazzle your eyes. Crab Trot, give it all they got. When you're hot at the Crab Trot. And it's all for a good cause, and it's for the fame. Lay your money down now and you give your crab a name. Will you name it after Mary Lou or maybe Uncle Bill? Well, lay your money down now and you name it what you will. Crab Trot, give it all they got. When you're hot at the Crab Trot. Crab Trot, give it all they got. When you're hot at the Crab Trot. So what's your guess who'll be the best at the Harborfest Crab Trot?
You see, those crabs are going to run sideways so that people can walk straight.
Garrett, we found the perfect place to see the air, sea, and rescue demonstration. Some guys from Norfolk's Marty Shell were kind enough to take us out here on a boat. But it was with the help of the U.S. Coast Guard and the crew of the cutter Chalk that we got close enough to get these pictures. There were parachutists falling from the skies into the water. Men from a Richmond Reserve unit of the 1st Special Forces, or Green Berets. They were quickly picked up by crews in speedboats. While waiting for the next event to happen, the bystanders curiously watched as some forces not usually connected with water tried to storm the Norfolk beach. This day, it was the crowd which kept the marine assault in its amphibious landing craft. But the most dramatic rescue came after a Navy helicopter dropped a man in the water, close to a flare. Within minutes, a Coast Guard helicopter was there with a basket extended to rescue its victim. On one try, the man was up and inside. But it wasn't enough just to prove how good the Coast Guard rescue pilots are. Soon after the victim was inside the helo, he was transferred to a waiting 41-foot utility boat. Just another day's work for the men and women of the Coast Guard, who left from here to go directly to an actual air-sea rescue in Thimble Shoals Channel. We're back on land now, a perfect place to be, considering the fact that a naval battle is just about to begin. Won't be ending tonight. There are plenty of things to do tomorrow. Garrett will tell us about that.
We're back with Barry Bishop, Vice Chairman of Harborfest. Barry, what's coming up tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have, again, another day with nonstop air, land, and water activities. We'll actually get underway tomorrow at 8:30 with a cycle fest. It will be kind of a leisurely, not walk, but actually a cycle around downtown Norfolk. And most of the activities will get underway around 10 o'clock in the morning. The spectator dinghy race will begin then. We will have an interfaith celebration, if you will, at the Omni Amphitheater at 11. And we really get into high gear with all of the entertainment stages, of which there are 5, getting underway at 12 o'clock. Some of the highlights in the afternoon, again, we'll have that water ski show, which is really phenomenal. And tomorrow afternoon, we're also going to have a waiter-waitress race, which I think folks are going to find very, very interesting. We've got over 20 area restaurants that are going to be entering some of their best waiters and waitresses, and they're going to be going down Waterfront Drive at full tilt with whatever they're going to be carrying. And tomorrow night as well, we're going to have the workboat race. Some of the workboats are going to be coming in from all up and down the bay, and they're going to be racing out here. And we'll cap the evening off with, as a matter of fact, the Army hovercraft demonstration will be tomorrow, which is a new event at Harborfest. It's capable of speeds up to 80 miles per hour. And tomorrow night is the big country music jamboree. We've got McGuffey Lane coming in, who is a national recording artist. So it's going to be a busy day.
Well, you've been doing a terrific job.
Well, it's really a combination effort. There's so many volunteers that make it happen, and of course the city too, City of Norfolk.
Well, if you didn't get a chance to come down today, I guess tomorrow would be excellent. There's an awful lot going on.
Well, Garrett, it's been a really great day so far, and we're going to come back with the grand finale.
It's been an exciting day, and when we come back, we'll have some closing thoughts about what Harborfest might mean to the city of Norfolk. All that after this. I don't know about you, Kathy, but I'm kind of tired after all the touring we've been doing today.
It sure feels good to sit down, but I have to admit, along with the work, there's been a lot of fun today.
There has been, and a lot of people here have had a lot of fun. In fact, I'll bet you that some of them are feeling no pain at the moment that we're speaking.
There has been a lot of eating, plus a little bit of drinking.
I'll bet you it's more than a little bit. You know, a lot of people said that downtown Norfolk was dead, that people would never come back to downtown. Well, Harborfest 81 proves that wrong. There were people here from all over Tidewater and all over the nation, and Harborfest is what drew them here. Anyway, enough with the analysis. Let's get on to the highlight of today's activities, the fireworks display.
Nothing like a good fireworks show.
You can say that again, and nothing like being able to bring the activities of Harborfest 81 to all of you. Anyway, from all of us to all of you, I'm Garrett Glaser.
And I'm Kathy Barnstorff.
Good night.
WVEC.